With the Bills on a slide and the Jets on the rise, can Gangrene finally leapfrog over Buffalo for the AFC East lead? A battle between the top two teams in the AFC North commenced. Which team came out in the lead for the division? And in a battle between the NFC and AFC South leaders, who won a potential Super Bowl preview? All this and more coming up here on Tecmo Rewind. Hello everyone and welcome to Tecmo Rewind. I'm your host Joe, here to bring you all the scores and highlights from around the league. I apologize if my voice sounds a little different this week. I'm currently getting over a cold that I have been suffering through all weekend, but that's not going to stop me from doing my job and bringing you, like I said, all the scores and highlights from around the Tecmo NFL League. And let me tell you, Week 12 is where things really start getting good because we now have at least one team who has been officially mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. But we'll get to that later. For now, we're going to start with an AFC South battle. The Jags went to Houston to take on the Texans. Jamal Agnew makes his return for Jacksonville, while Damian Pierce makes his return for Houston. First quarter, Lawrence going to get dropped by Malik Collins for a sack. Very next play, Lawrence going to drop back further, try it again. This time he's going to look to his left for Christian Kirk. Unfortunately, he finds Derek Stingley instead. So Houston gets the ball now. Stroud going to try and run forward. Going to take it himself, and he's going to take this one all the way for a touchdown. 7-0 Texans. Next drive for the Jaguars. Lawrence is a man in motion, and he's going to get taken down by Jonathan Greenard. But they keep driving down the field, and Lawrence in shotgun formation waits before throwing to his right for Calvin Ridley, who gets the touchdown to tie this game up at 7. On the Texans' next drive, Stroud waiting before throwing over the middle for Noah Brown. Instead, it's intercepted and caught by Andre Sisco. He's going to take this one back into Houston territory to end the first quarter. Second quarter, first play, handoff to Travis Etienne, who is moving around like crazy as he gets through for a touchdown. It's 14-7 Jags. On the ensuing kick return by the Texans, Singletary going to take this one at least 30 yards as he's taken down at the 32. That'll help set up good field position for the Texans. Stroud going to try and run forward, but Foye Oluokun is going to take him down. So that means they have to rely on Kami Fairbairn's leg for the field goal. But the kick goes off the left upright, still a 7-point lead for the Jags. Next drive, Lawrence going to get wrapped up and taken down by Tavier Thomas. That means they have to rely on Brandon McManus' leg. McManus' kick is through, though. 17-7 Jaguars. Next Texans drive, Stroud waiting, looking, throwing to his right for Noah Brown. Brown going to get the first down, and unfortunately, he is injured on the play. So that means Texans will instead switch to John Mechie III. A couple plays later, Stroud going to run forward, but he's going to get taken out by Trayvon Walker, sending him back. They keep driving forward, and Stroud tries to run forward again. This time he is successful, and he will score the touchdown. 17-14, still the Jaguars lead. Next drive for the Jaguars, Travis Etienne will get the handoff. He won't get too far, and that's just the start of the problems. He is now injured, so that means that rookie Tank Bigsby is going to have to come in at running back for Jacksonville. Next play, Lawrence going to wait patiently as he throws to his right for Calvin Ridley. Ridley going to get the first down and more as he gets into Houston territory, getting taken down at about the 30-yard line for the Texans. That'll help to set up a last second of the half Brandon McManus field goal to make it 20-14. Jaguars still have the lead. Third quarter, Jaguars first drive in the second half. Lawrence waiting, barely gets it off in time for Calvin Ridley, who is wide open. No one gonna even come close to him for a score. 27-14 Jaguars. Next Texans drive. They drive down the field. Stroud waiting patiently before throwing for... Oh, that's not Dalton Schultz. That's Darius Williams. He'll take it back the other way. Next Jaguars possession. Lawrence going to, in shotgun formation, be careful, and throws patiently for Calvin Ridley. Once again, wide open. Even as he dives, no one even close to getting to him. 34-14 Jaguars, which, after the Texans punt and the Jaguars drive it down the field, it becomes 37-14 off Brandon McManus' leg. Fourth quarter, Stroud in desperation mode, going to try and run forward with it himself. He's going to fumble the ball on the tackle. It's recovered by Darius Williams, who's going to take it back the other way for a scoop and score. makes it 44-14 Jag. Dameon Pierce would get a handoff to make it 44-21. The damage is pretty much done at this point. Jaguars just waste enough time, and Lawrence just going to add on more points. A throw for Zay Jones, that's a touchdown, gives it a 51-21 lead. And on the ensuing kick return, Devin Singletary going to take it back the other way to really show off, but it does not matter. Jacksonville finally stops the bleeding, 51-21. They improve to 3-7 and take on the Bengals next week. Meanwhile, Houston drops to 3-7, and next week they get Denver. Both these teams really need some help if they're going to try for playoff contention. The Jets trying to take over the lead for the AFC East as they take on the Dolphins. First quarter, Rodgers going to drop back before throwing for Garrett Wilson. Wilson going to take this one all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Makes it 7-0 Jets to start the game. On the next drive, on the kickoff return for the Dolphins, Braxton Berrios is going to be injured on the return. So that means that Devon Akane is going to come in for Miami on both kick and punt returns. On the drive that follows that kick return, Tua going to drop back before getting dropped by Quinnen Williams. The Dolphins would be forced to punt. Next Jets drive, Rodgers going to throw it from Mecole Hardman, who's going to zig and zag around for a touchdown, 14-0 Jets. Next drive for Miami, Tua drops back, but C.J. Mosley is able to drop him down. They keep driving down the field, and a handoff to Jeff Wilson Jr. makes it 14-7. Next drive for the Jets, Rodgers tries to run forward, and he will run forward. He's going to get a first down and more. Unfortunately for him, that more is going to come at a cost because he's going to fumble the ball. It's going to bounce around before it's finally recovered by David Long of the Dolphins. He's going to take it back the other way for Miami. So the Dolphins get the ball, another chance with it anyway. So the Dolphins get another chance with the ball. Second quarter, Tua dropping back, waiting patiently, throws for Tyreek Hill, who's got the touchdown and ties it up at 14. Next Jets drive, Rodgers going to get swarmed by David Long and the rest of the Dolphins defense. Next play, hand off to Dalvin Cook. Cook going to zig and zag and bob and weave and dodge his way all the way into Miami territory before he's finally taken down about the 36. A couple plays afterwards, Cook going to get the toss, and he's going to take this one in for the score. Jets lead at 21-14. Next Dolphins possession, Tua in shotgun formation, waiting, looking, throwing to his right for Jalen Waddle. He's got the touchdown all the way today. It's going to be a tie game at 21. Next Jets drive, Rodgers going to look and throw for Allen Lazard. And Lazard, can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get taken down to about the 26. A couple plays later, Rodgers going to throw it for Garrett Wilson, though, just to make it 28-21 Jets. However, near the end of the second quarter, Tua going to get dropped by Quinnen Williams before he can score. So, third quarter we go. Rodgers going to get sacked by Zach Sealer. So, a couple plays afterwards, Rodgers gets sacked by Bradley Chubb. That means they're forced to punt. On the punt return, Akane fumbles, and it's recovered by Dalvin Cook of the Jets. And Cook going to avoid any tackle that Akane can try to make on him. Makes it 35-21 Jets. On the ensuing drive for the Dolphins after this, a throw for Tyreek Hill is a touchdown after a leaping grab. Makes it 35-28. A couple plays into the Jets' next drive, Rodgers going to get taken down by Raekwon Davis. They'd be forced to punt. Dolphins' next drive, Tua going to get it off in time for Jalen Waddle. Fortunately, it's picked off by Tony Adams. Fourth quarter, Rodgers dropping back, going to try and run forward with it, and he is going to take this one in himself. Makes it 42-28. Next Dolphins drive, they need some help and fast. Throw to the left for Tyreek Hill. Hill going to take this one for first down and more as he's going to take it all the way to the house for a touchdown. Makes it 42-35. Next Jets possession. Mecole Hardman Jr. on the kickoff return, actually. He's going to take this one pretty deep all the way to about the 43. And a couple plays later, Rodgers going to throw for Garrett Wilson, who's going to score the touchdown. Makes it 49-35. The Dolphins need some points. A handoff to Jeff Wilson Jr. is a fumble. It'll bounce around right into the hands of Durham Smythe. So the Dolphins' possession is still not done. Tua going to barely avoid getting sacked. Jalen Waddle going to jump up to get this catch for a touchdown. Makes it 49-42. Next Jets possession. Rodgers going to get wrapped up and sacked for a fumble, and it's going to get picked up by the Dolphins. Couldn't quite tell who it was. However, on the next drive, Dolphins will finally tie this game up at 49 with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, so the Jets need some help. Rodgers on the next drive, first down, gonna throw, that pass is blocked, so we go into second down formation. Rodgers in shotgun formation, looks for Dalvin Cook, incomplete, third down. Rodgers running out of time, goes for Dalvin Cook again, can't get it. They're gonna go for it on 4th and 10, shotgun formation. Rodgers gonna throw for Dalvin Cook, it's incomplete, so it's a turnover on downs. Tua gonna get this one off in time to avoid the sack, but it's incomplete. Second down, a throw for Jalen Waddle to his right, incomplete. So they got to go for the field goal for the points. Jason Sanders, kick on the way, and it's good. And the Dolphins complete the comeback, 52-49. Miami goes up to 500 now at 5-5. They take on Washington next week. Meanwhile, the Jets drop to 6-4. They take on the Falcons. We're also looking for playoff position. The Steelers are going to try and continue the hottest winning streak currently going in the NFL as they take on the return of Joe Mixon and the Bengals. First quarter, first drive for the Bengals. We're going to throw to his left for T. Higgins for a touchdown. Makes it 7-0 Cincinnati. First drive for the Steelers. Kenny Pickett going to throw for Pat Freiermuth, but he fumbles it immediately. He's going to bounce around before getting recovered by Nick Scott of the Bengals, who tries to take it back the other way. On that drive right after, we're going to get sacked by Cameron Hayward. That makes them have to punt. Next Steelers possession, Pickett going to get taken down by Cam Taylor in the back. So that means they're going to have to go for the field goal. Chris Boswell's field goal is good. Makes it 7-3. Bengals still have the lead. A toss for Joe Mixon is going to result in a fumble that's going to get picked up by T.J. Watt of the Steelers, who takes the first scoop in the score, 10-7 Steelers. Bengals would punt, and on the ensuing punt, Calvin Austin III going to fumble it, and it's going to get picked up by Joe Mixon, who's going to take it back the other way for his own scoop and score. Makes it 14-10. Bengals have the lead. Steelers would punt in the second quarter. Burrow going to try and run forward with this himself. He's going to get the first down and then some. He's going to fumble the ball. It's going to get recovered by Patrick Peterson of the Steelers, who takes it into his arms. That'll help set up a Najee Harris punch in for the Steelers. 17-14 Pittsburgh. On the ensuing drive, Bengals will drive down the field, and Evan McPherson tries to get for a field goal. He ties it up at 17. But at the end of the half, Chris Boswell kicks a field goal of his own to make it 20-17 Steelers. However, the half is not done yet. Chris Evans going to try and show some impressive footwork as he takes this one all the way to about the 38. Third quarter, Burrow going to throw to his left for T. Higgins, and Higgins going to score the touchdown, makes it 24-20. Bengals have the lead. Next Steelers drive. On the kick return, Austin McFarland going to take this one way deep to the 40-yard line. That'll help set up Kenny Pickett with the play action. Throwing was right for Pat Freiermuth. Makes it 27-24 Steelers. Bengals next possession. Cole Holcomb gets to Joe Burrow for a sack. Fourth quarter, Burrow going to get sacked again by Larry Ogunjobi this time. They'd be forced to punt. Najee Harris punches in for a touchdown, makes it 34-14. Bengals next possession. Burrow going to get swarmed, and Larry Ogunjobi gets another sack off on it. So it's fourth down and long at the end of the fourth quarter. Burrow waiting, throws for T. Higgins. Higgins going to take this one deep. He needs all the yardage he can get because he's running out of time, but Pittsburgh going to take him down, and he's going to fumble the ball. Landon Roberts going to pick it up. Not that it would have really mattered all that much, but the Bengals were playing for pride, and the Steelers crushed that pride as they make it 34-24. That's 8 straight wins for them as they take on Arizona next week. Cincinnati drops to 7-3. It's still pretty good, but next week they might have an easier time than what they had this week as they head down to Jacksonville. New England trying to keep pace in the AFC playoff race. Juju Smith-Schuster makes his return as they take on the Giants, who just got Matt Breida back. On the kickoff return to start the game, Marcus Jones going to break, looked like 3 tackles as he's going to take this one into Giants territory to start the game and give good field position for the Patriots. That'll let Ramondre Stevenson run in for a touchdown, 7-0. On the first drive for the Giants, Saquon Barkley is injured. That is bad news for the Giants, who now have to rely on the returning Matt Breida for their running plays. A couple plays later, Daniel Jones going to get sacked by Dietrich Wise. They are forced to punt. On the Patriots' next possession, Jones going to throw to the left from Juju Smith-Schuster for the touchdown, makes it 14-0 Patriots. Giants who drive down the field on their next drive, though, and Daniel Jones runs it in for himself. 14-7, Patriots still have the lead. Second quarter, Mac Jones goes to his right for Devontae Parker. It's a touchdown, Patriots. The Giants would drive down the field, and Graham Gano going to have to rely on his leg for the score. It's 21-10. Next Patriots possession. Hand off to Ramondre Stevenson. He fumbles the ball after getting taken down. It's recovered by Bobby Okereke, who takes it back the other way. But the Giants can't quite do enough with it. They got to go for Graham Gano again with the field goal. 21-13. Patriots still have the lead. End of the second quarter, though, Ramondre Stevenson gets a punch in to make it 28-13. Third quarter, Daniel Jones, play action, throws over the middle for Matt Breida, but unfortunately it goes right into the hands of Marcus Jones, who's going to take it backwards to the 35 of the Patriots. A couple plays later, Mack looking, waiting, throws for Ramondre Stevenson, and Stevenson going to fumble the ball after driving for a few extra yards. Deonte Banks recovers it for the Giants. So on the Giants' next possession, Daniel Jones going to get sacked by Marcus Jones. A couple plays later, Daniel Jones going to get it off in time. Unfortunately, it goes right in the hands of Kyle Duggar. So, Mac, do your work, buddy. Going to throw over the middle right to Devontae Parker. And Parker going to take this one into Giants territory and then some, as he takes it to about the 22.5. A couple plays later, Jones going to try and run with it forward, but he's going to fumble the ball in the strip sack. It's going to get recovered by Leonard Williams. So, Daniel Jones going to hand it off to Matt Breida for a touchdown and make it 28-20. End of the third quarter, though, Mac Jones just going to patiently wait for Devontae Parker to be wide open, and he is. A diving tackle misses for him. He's going to take this one into the 10-yard line for the Giants. Well, for the Patriots in Giants territory. Mac going to try and run forward, but he gets taken down from behind by Azeez Ojulari. Fourth quarter now, Mac dropping back, going to barely get it off in time for Hunter Henry, the tight end, over the middle for a touchdown, makes it 35-20. Fourth down in the fourth quarter for the Giants. Jones going to hand off for Matt Breida, but he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage, so it's turnover on downs. That'll let Ramondre Stevenson score for a touchdown, 42-20. Next Giants possession, Daniel Jones gets sacked by Dietrich Wise. A couple plays later, 4th and 4. Jones in shotgun formation. I get off in time. Darren Waller going to take this one in for a first down. So they still got to keep driving down the field. Jones going to get taken down by Dietrich Wise from behind. So a couple plays later, 4th down. Daniel Jones going to hand off to Matt Breida, but he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So it's turnover on downs. Chad Ryland going to put up some more points for the Patriots if he doesn't miss it wide left, which he does. So still a 22-point lead for the Patriots, but a throw for Darren Waller going to get intercepted by Christian Gonzalez. Patriots just going to add on more points than Ramondre Stevenson. Runs this in for a touchdown. The Patriots going to come away with a victory here, obviously, but Daniel Jones and the Giants still fighting for more pride. A throw for Darius Slayton. He's going to look pretty good. If he can score at this, it's going to make it look not quite as bad. Unfortunately, he will not. The Patriots come away with the victory, 49-20. They improve to 6-4, and they take on the Chargers next week. Meanwhile, the Giants drop to 1-10, and with that drop to 1-10, they become the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention the 2023 season. Buccaneers and Colts hoping that doesn't happen to them. Dallas Flowers makes his return for Indianapolis. First quarter, first drive for the Colts. They drive down the field. It's 3rd and 2, and Gardner Minshew going to run in for a touchdown makes it 7-0 Colts. On the Buccaneers' first drive, Baker waiting, looking, throwing to his left from Mike Evans, who is wide open. No one even close to him in his neighborhood. He's going to score this touchdown to tie the game up at 7. Colts would punt, and Mayfield gets another chance for another score with Mike Evans as he throws to his left. Mike Evans is going to leap up for the catch here. He's going to get another touchdown, make it 14-7 Bucks. Colts would punt again, second quarter. Rashad White going to take this one, and he's going to fumble it right into the hands of Rodney Thomas. So that helps the Colts drive down the field. Minshew, though, going to get sacked by Kalijah Cansey. But that means that Matt Gay has to be the one to give them points. Gay's field goal goes through to make it 14-10. Ensuing Buccaneers drive, Mayfield going to try and run forward. He's going to get wrapped up before he's finally taken down by Grover Stewart. A couple plays later, Mayfield looking and waiting, plenty of time thanks to his offensive line. Chris Godwin in the end zone for the touchdown, makes it 21-10. Third quarter, Mayfield gets the ball and DeForest Buckner takes him down, so they're forced to punt. First drive for the Colts in the second half. Minshew tries to run forward, but he's wrapped up and taken down by Kalijah Cansey again. They keep driving down the field. Minshew with a man in motion, going to hand it off to Zach Moss. And Moss going to run in for a touchdown, makes it 21-17. And on the ensuing Buccaneers drive, Mayfield going to try and run forward, but he's wrapped up and taken down by DeForest Buckner. They're forced to punt. Fourth quarter, it's fourth down for the Colts. Minshew going to try and run forward. Unfortunately, he's taken down by Lavonte David, who stops him before he can do anything. Mayfield tries to throw here for Chris Godwin. Unfortunately, he's going to find Julian Blackmon, who's going to take this back the other way. He's going to get pretty far. He's going to get into Tampa Bay territory. Could we have ourselves a big pick six by the Colts? No, he's going to get stopped just outside of the red zone. That's still good field position for the Colts. Minshew going to throw it over the middle for Josh Downs. Unfortunately, he'll find Antoine Winfield Jr. Buccaneers could put it away right here if Mayfield can get a touchdown, and he will. Makes it 28-17. Matt Gay going to try for the field goal here. They don't really need a field goal. They need a touchdown, but far be it from me to tell them what to do. Fourth quarter, fourth down, the Bucs will go for it. Rashad White, though, going to get stuffed before he can get the first down, before he can even get to the line of scrimmage. Gardner Minshew going to get taken out by Joe Tryon in the backfield. So, very next play, Minshew looking over the middle for Josh Downs, finds him, and unfortunately, that is not good for the Colts. Josh Downs, the rookie wide receiver, is injured. That means they're going to have to rely on Isaiah McKenzie. So, it's fourth down in the fourth quarter. Minshew and the man in motion, waiting all sorts of time. Throw for Alec Pierce, gets it off in time, but Alec Pierce not able to secure it. So that's a turnover on downs, and Mayfield going to try and run forward here, but Shaq Leonard's going to take it down. Not that it means much. The Buccaneers come away with the victory, 28-20. They improve to 3-7 and take on a very tough Carolina team next week. Meanwhile, Indianapolis drops to 2-8. Their next opponent, Tennessee in Tennessee. The Vikings hoping that their struggle period from a few weeks is over as they take on the Chicago Bears, who just got Justin Fields and Velus Jones Jr. back. First quarter, first drive for the Bears. Fields going to drop back before throwing to his left for DJ Moore. Moore going to get the touchdown catch here. 6-0 Chicago, because unfortunately Cairo Santos unable to make the extra point, dunks out the right upright. First drive for the Vikings. Cousins looking and throwing to his left for Jordan Addison. And Addison wide open here. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get stopped just short. That's all right, because Cousins just has to hook up with Justin Jefferson in the end zone for a touchdown. 7-6 Vikings. Bears would drive down the field on their next drive, and Justin Fields runs in himself for the touchdown. 13-7. The Vikings drive it down themselves. Cousins going to throw for Justin Jefferson for a touchdown, 14-13. At the end of the first quarter on the kick return, Velus Jones Jr. going to break a tackle. He's going to keep going. He's going to get into the 40, 45, and just shy of midfield. That helps to set up Justin Fields with a touchdown run here to make it 20-14. Ensuing Vikings drive in the second quarter. Alexander Madison gets the run for a touchdown, makes it 21-20. Next drive for the Bears. Can they leave? This is a shootout. Can you? Kyle Herbert going to run this one in for a touchdown. He's got the score, 27-21. We got a real duel here. Alexander Madison going to get the toss here from the Vikings for a touchdown, make it 28-27. End of the second quarter. Cairo Santos tries for a field goal, and he's good. It's 30-28. Third quarter. Cousins in shotgun formation tries to run forward. He's wrapped up by the Bears defense and taken down by Tremaine Edmonds. But they keep driving down the field. Cousins looking and throwing to his left for Jordan Addison, and he's got the touchdown, 35-30. Bears next drive. Fields going to get taken down by Danielle Hunter. So they're forced to punt. Alexander Madison going to run in for the touchdown, makes it 42-30. Next drive for the Bears. Fields going to run with it himself. He's got the first down, and he's got more. He's going to take this one past midfield, but he's going to fumble the ball, and it's going to get recovered by Michael Davenport, who's going to take it back the other way for the Vikings. Vikings would go with Greg Joseph to give them some extra points just to tack on. 45-30 Minnesota. Bears in desperation mode. It's the fourth quarter. Fields looking, waiting,
patient, throws to his right for Chase Claypool. Claypool wide open. No one going to come anywhere close to stopping him for a touchdown. It's 45-37. Bears try for the onside kick but fail. Alexander Madison going to get handed the ball, and he's going to score. Makes it 52-37. Bears next drive. Fields with a man in motion. Play action. Rolls to his left. Going to throw for DJ Moore in the end zone for a touchdown. Makes it 52-44. But they wouldn't get the onside kick, and Greg Joseph going to get the field goal here. The Vikings come away with the victory, 55-44. They improve to 7-4, and they have a bye week next week before they take on Vegas in Vegas. Meanwhile, the Bears also have a bye week. They have to take on Detroit, being at 2-9, and with the Vikings now at 7-4, they've been eliminated. Now from an offensive battle to the defensive one as the Saints took on the Falcons. First drive for the Falcons, they're going to get sacked by Carl Granderson, so they got to rely on Younghoe Koo's leg for some points. Unfortunately, his field goal would be blocked. Atlanta would recover it, but it does not matter because they aren't able to get the first down here, so that means that the Falcons turn it over on downs. Saints would drive down the field, and Blake Grupe would kick a field goal that goes through to make it 3-0. Saints get on the board first. Falcons would drive down the field, but Ritter going to get sacked by Demario Davis, so that means Younghoe Koo has to come in yet again. This time, his field goal is not blocked. They tie it up at 3, second quarter. Saints drive down the field. Blake Grupe has to kick a field goal here. He gets it through. It's 6-3 Saints. Falcons going to be forced to punt. On the Saints' next drive, Carr going to get sacked by Grady Jarrett, so they're forced to punt. Falcons will drive down the field, but Ritter going to get sacked by Demario Davis, but they're deep enough they can try for another Younghoe Koo field goal. Koo's field goal goes through, ties this game up at 6. Next Saints drive, Carr going to hand it off to Alvin Kamara, and Kamara going to get a first down and more as he's going to get into Falcons territory. This is pretty good field position for New Orleans. However, Carr, when he tries to run forward, going to get wrapped up and taken down by Calais Campbell. A couple plays later, Carr going to get taken down again by Trey Anderson this time, so that means they have to rely on Blake Grupe's leg. It's pretty long for the rookie. Can he make it? He will. Going to make it 9-6. Very end of the second quarter, though, Ritter not able to get a field goal for Younghoe Koo, but Ritter going to throw for Drake London, and he will jump up to get this one, and he's going to take this one to the 8. That's not deep enough for a touchdown. First Saints possession for the second half. Blake Grupe kicks another field goal, makes it 12-6. Falcons next drive. Ritter, man in motion, going to play action roll to his right, but he's going to get sacked by Pete Werner. They'd be forced to punt. Saints next drive. Carr going to try and run forward, but he's going to get wrapped up before he's taken down. Took a while to actually take him down, but he was taken down by Arnold Epikidi. So that means Blake Grupe kicks yet another field goal. 15-6, Saints have the lead. Every point so far has been scored by field goals. Fourth quarter after the Falcons punt. Carr going to throw for Chris Olave, who dives. We finally have a touchdown. It's 22-6. On the Falcons' next drive, Ritter going to get sacked by Brian Bressie. A couple plays later, Ritter going to throw for Mac Hollins. Unfortunately, he'll find Drake May. So the Saints get the ball back. Carr going to patiently wait and throw for Michael Thomas, and it's picked off this time by Jeff Okudah. So the Falcons have some chances to get some points. Ritter going to throw to his right for Bijan Robinson. Instead, he finds Marshawn Lattimore. The Saints will drive it back the other way, and he's going to get taken down at about the 43. Saints couldn't quite do anything with it, but Blake Grupe gets another field goal off. Doinks it in. It's 25-6. On the Falcons' next drive, man in motion. They need some help immediately, but Ritter going to get sacked by Pete Werner yet again. That's not going to help them out at all. A couple plays later, Ritter going to hand it off to Bijan Robinson, who's going to get safetied in the end zone. Makes it 27-6. Saints next drive. They drive down the field. Carr dropping back, looking. Going to get taken down by Grady Jarrett, though, because he wasn't looking hard enough. So Blake Grupe going to kick yet another field goal. It'll go through. It's 30-6. Final play of the first. And in case you think the Falcons can get any sort of desperation mode points, Ritter going to get sacked by Cameron Jordan. The Saints come away with a rather ugly win, 30-6. They improved to 3-7 in this upset victory, and they take on Detroit next week. Meanwhile, the Falcons drop to 6-4, and next week they head to New York to take on the Jets in one of our 2 games of the week. The Falcons losing helps the Panthers quite a bit, and as they took on the Titans. First quarter, first drive for the Titans. Derrick Henry going to fumble it, but he'll fumble it out of bounds. Tennessee going to keep driving down the field, and Tannehill going to hand it off to Henry, who's going to score the touchdown and make it 7-0. The Panthers will punt on their first drive, and after a couple back-to-back punts, DeAndre Hopkins gets a touchdown catch from Tannehill, makes it 14-0. On the next drive for the Panthers, Young going to get sacked by Roger McCreary. Second quarter, Tannehill, after the Panthers punt, going to get sacked by Justin Houston, so they'd be forced to punt. Next drive, watch what carefully happens here. Young going to throw for Miles Sanders. It's intercepted by Christian Fulton. Fulton takes it back the other way, but he fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by DJ Chark, who's going to take it back for Carolina for the score. I guess that's a touchdown catch. I don't know. Technically, it's not. 14-7. On the ensuing kick return, Tyjae Spears going to get injured on the kick return. So for kick and punt returns, the Saints will rely on Julius Chestnut. The Titans will drive down the field some more, and Tannehill going to toss for Derrick Henry for a touchdown, makes it 21-7 Titans. Next Panthers drive, Young dropping back, looking and waiting, throwing for Adam Thielen to his left. Thielen wide open. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get taken out about the 15. That'll help Bryce Young with some good field position, though, as he throws to his left for DJ Chark, who gets the touchdown in the end zone, 21-14. On the next drive for the Titans, at the end of the first half, Derrick Henry going to run forward, keeps on going until he's finally stopped at about the 7. Third quarter, Tannehill and the Titans with the first possession for the quarter. Tannehill going to run forward, throws for Treylon Burks, who leaps up to get this one. It's 28-14. Ensuing Panthers drive. They had punted the first drive. Bryce Young getting it wrapped up, tries to fight for it, but unable to. Kevin Byard takes him down. A couple plays later, though, Young going to run forward. Unfortunately, he's taken down by Danico Autry this time. They'd be forced to punt. On the Titans' next drive, it's 4th and 4. They're going to go for it. Tannehill going to throw to his right for Nick Westbrook-Akine. He can't get it. It's incomplete. Still, gets moved by Vrabel there. On the drive immediately after, Young looks and throws for Jonathan Mingo. Mingo, he is going to fumble the ball at the 1-yard line, and he gets picked up by Christian Fulton, who's going to take it back the other way for Tennessee. On the ensuing drive for the Titans off that fumble, Tannehill going to get wrapped up before getting taken down by Shy Tuttle. They'd be forced to punt. Fourth quarter, Young going to try and run forward, but he's wrapped up from behind before he's taken down by Danico Autry. So they're in desperation mode. 4th and 9. Young dropping back, trying to get it off in time for Hayden Hurst. Incomplete. They turn it over on downs. Tennessee would drive down the field with it, and Tannehill going to play action, roll to his right. He's going to throw for Treylon Burks, who's in the end zone for a touchdown. It's 35-14. Fourth down yet again for the Panthers, deep in their own territory. Going to hand it off to Miles Sanders. It's not going to be enough. Turnover on downs. Gives the Titans good field position to give it off to Derrick Henry for the touchdown. King Henry will not be stopped. It's 42-14. Next Panthers possession, Young going to throw over the middle. Unfortunately, he gets picked off by Arden Key, and the Titans, Derrick Henry, just going to run it forward, breaks every tackle he can. Going to be a 49-14 lead for Tennessee. This game's over, but the Panthers will not be stopped as much as they can. They're going to keep playing for pride, and DJ Chark going to take this catch all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, 49-21. But on the ensuing Titans drive, they drive down the field, and Tannehill, last-second touchdown catch by Treylon Burks, is going to make this one a 56-21 game in favor of Tennessee. They improve to 7-3 and take on Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, Carolina drops to 8-2. They have to head to Tampa. But will these two see each other in the Super Bowl? That all depends on how things go the rest of the year. Now for the first of our two games of the week, starting with Keyshawn Nixon and Luke Musgrave returning for the Packers as they take on the Lions. On the kickoff to start the game, Khalif Raymond going to take this one farther back than what you would expect. Is he going to get stopped at 35, at the 40, at the 45? No, he goes into Packers territory and takes this all the way to the 36 of the Packers. That'll help to set up this very next play as Goff throws for Amon-Ra St. Brown for the touchdown. That gives the Lions the score first. It's 7-0 Detroit. On the ensuing Packers drive, Love going to try and run forward, but he's going to get taken down by Alan McNeil. But they keep driving down the field as much as they can. Love going to get this one off to Romeo Doubs in time for a touchdown. Ties the game up at 7. The Lions would be forced to punt, and on the next drive for the Packers, Love going to throw this one to the left for Christian Watson for a touchdown. Makes it 14-7 Pack. Ensuing Lions drive. Goff looking, waiting, throws for Josh Reynolds, who's going to take this one into deep Green Bay territory to about the 33. However, in shotgun formation, Goff going to get taken down by Quay Walker. So that means they've got to rely on Riley Patterson for the field goal. But fortunately for them, Patterson's field goal is good. Makes it 14-10. Next drive for the Packers. This is in the second quarter, by the way. Love going to throw for Christian Watson. And Watson going to leap up for this one. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not. He's going to get taken out at the 23. Still an impressive-looking throw. That'll help Love to set up a throw to Romeo Doubs. And Doubs going to get the touchdown here. Makes this 21-10. Packers really need this one if they want to keep pace with the Lions for the NFC North. Lions would be punting, and on the next drive for the Packers, a throw to Watson as a touchdown, make it 28-10. Into the third quarter, Goff going to get shot down by Devontae Wyatt, so they got to rely on Riley Patterson's leg. Patterson's kick goes through, makes it 28-13. Ensuing drive for the Packers, Love going to get wrapped up and taken down by Isaiah Buggs. Fourth quarter now, Goff in shotgun formation. Going to try and run forward before he's taken down by Rashawn Gary. So once again, they rely on Riley Patterson's leg. Rather conservative for Dan Campbell to go for, but he knows what's really coming up later. 28-16, Packers still have the lead. Aiden Hutchinson going to take down Jordan Love. They'd be forced to punt. On the next drive for the Lions, Goff going to try and run forward with this one, but he's taken down by Rashawn Gary yet again. So, very next play, Goff going to drop back, looks, waits, throws for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and unfortunately he finds Jair Alexander, who's going to take it back the other way, and finally gets stopped at about the 27. So, Love just got to hand it off to A.J. Dillon for the touchdown. This game is all but over. It's 35-16. Lions next drive. Goff in shotgun formation. Tries to run forward. Fights for extra yardage. And he's going to fumble the ball as a result. And it's going to get recovered by Darnell Savage for the Packers. Gives them really good field position to just add up on the score. Love, with the play action, throws to his left for Christian Watson for the touchdown. 42-16. The Pack come away with the victory. They go to 7-3. Next week, they take on the Chiefs. Meanwhile, Detroit drops to 8-2. They have to head to New Orleans to take on the Saints next week. So the Packers and Lions are fighting for playoff positions, but so are the Bills and Eagles. Josh Allen makes his return for Buffalo, while DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell make their returns for Philadelphia. First quarter, first drive for Buffalo. Allen going to take this ball and run with it. He's got the first down and more as he's going to fumble the ball at about the 39. It's going to get bounced around before Reed Blankenship recovers it for Philadelphia. Ensuing drive for the Eagles. Hurts throws over the middle for Dallas Goedert, and Goddard going to take this one for a touchdown. Makes it 7-0 Philadelphia. Next drive for Buffalo. Let's try this again, says Josh Allen. But this time he throws for Gabe Davis, so he won't end up getting stripped. He's going to take this one into Philadelphia territory to about the 33. A couple plays later, Allen going to get taken down by Jalen Carter on the sack. But they keep driving down the field, and James Cook going to take it in for a touchdown. Makes it tied up at 7. Ensuing Eagles drive. Hurts going to get strip sacked, and it's going to get covered by Terrell Bernard to make it 14-7 on the scoop and score. Next drive, DeAndre Swift going to fumble the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Daquan Jones this time. He's fighting for every last yard he can get to give really good field position for Buffalo. That'll help to set up Josh Allen getting his own touchdown run here. Makes it 21-7 Bills. Ensuing Eagles drive. Josiah Scott gonna take this one pretty deep. He's gonna get past the 35, past the 40, and almost to midfield himself. That'll give good field position for the Eagles. Hurts, though, going to get sacked by Ed Oliver, sending them backwards a little bit. They'd be forced to punt. On Buffalo's next possession, it's the second quarter. Allen going to get strip sacked, and it's going to get recovered by Darius Slay of the Eagles, who's going to take it back the other way into past midfield and keeps on going. This one's going to be a scoop and score by Philadelphia to make it 21-14. On the kickoff after that happens, Deontay Hardy going to take this one all the way to about the 38. That'll set up good field position for Buffalo. 1st and 10. Allen with a man in motion. Going to play action, roll to his left, and throw for Stephon Diggs for a touchdown. 28-14 Buffalo. Next Eagles drive. Hurts dropping back, looking, throwing over to middle for Dallas Goedert. Throwing over the middle for Dallas Goedert for a touchdown. Makes it 28-21. Next Bills possession. Toss to James Cook. Cook going to get a 1st down and more, but he's going to fumble it. And it's not going to be out of bounds. It's going to get recovered by James Bradbury, who will get stopped at where the set it down started. That'll help to set up a Jake Elliott field goal to make it 28-24. Buffalo still has the lead. 3rd quarter. Hurts dropping back, looking and throwing for Devonta Smith. Smith wide open. No one anywhere even in his vicinity to take him down until it's too late. 28. It's 31-28 Eagles. Next Bills drive. Allen going to get sacked by Brandon Graham, but they keep driving down the field, and Tyler Bass has enough room to make a field goal here after Buffalo gets stopped. It's 31-all down in Philadelphia. Next drive, Hurts going to take this one, and he's going to run with it, and he's going to fumble it, but he fumbles it out of bounds while still in Philly territory for a 1st down. They keep driving, but they have to rely on Jake Elliott's leg. Makes it 34-31 Eagles. Next Buffalo possession. Allen going to get sacked by Nakobe Dean. We go into the 4th quarter now. They keep driving down the field. Allen dropping back, looking, going to run forward. Fletcher Cox, though, there to stop him in time. 3rd and long. Allen going to try this again, dropping back before throwing for Stephon Diggs in time this time, and he'll get the touchdown and make it 38-34. That gets the Eagles possession. Hurts gets it off in time. Unfortunately, instead of Dallas Goedert, he finds Jordan Poyer, who picks him off. A couple plays into the next drive, Fletcher Cox going to take down Josh Allen, but they keep driving down the field. Allen looking and throwing to his right for Gabe Davis for the touchdown, makes it 45-34. Next Eagles possession, Hurts going to get sacked by Terrell Bernard, sending him back. A couple plays afterwards, Hurts throws over the middle for Dallas Goedert, but he's going to fumble it immediately after getting the ball. Thankfully, it's recovered by someone on the Eagles, couldn't quite tell who. Still, 4th and 2. Hurts got to toss this one for DeAndre Swift. Swift needs some good yardage here if they're going to keep the Eagles alive. He does get the 1st down. They keep driving down the field, and they toss it for DeAndre Swift again. Swift's going to get the 1st down. No, he's going to fumble it just short of it. Terrell Bernard going to get the ball and recovered for Buffalo. So that gives good field position for the Bills to start. Allen going to run with this one himself. He's going to get the 1st down, and he's going to fumble it, but he fumbles it out of bounds. So, next play, Allen with a man in motion, looks, throws for Stephon Diggs. Diggs going to dive for this one, but either way, he's still going to score this touchdown. That'll make it a 52-34 game. Josiah Scott going to try and give Philadelphia some kind of good field position, maybe for a miracle or something, and get stopped at about the 36. But they keep driving down the field, but it's 4th and 5. Hurts tries to run forward. He runs into linemen, and Ed Oliver there to take him down for the sack. The Bills come away with the victory here, 52-34. They go to 8-3, and they have a bye week next week before they head to Kansas City in Week 14. Meanwhile, the Eagles drop to 4-6. They're running out of time. They don't have an easy game next week as they take on the 49ers. Now for a battle in the basement of the NFC West, the Rams taking on the Cardinals. 1st quarter, Stenson Bennett throws for Cooper Kupp, who jumps up to get this catch. He's not going to get a score on this one. He's going to take it pretty dang far, and it'll help set up good field position for the Rams. At field position, Bennett tossing for Cam Akers, who's going to run in for the touchdown himself. That'll make it 7-0. Rams get on the board first. Cardinals' 1st possession, Dobbs going to play action before throwing over the middle for James Conner, who you gave the play action to. Unfortunately, Jordan Fuller would get the pick there. The next drive off of that, Benson going to throw for Cooper Kupp, and Cooper Kupp jumps up to get this catch. He's not going to score with it yet again, but he's still going to get good field position for the Rams. A couple plays later, Bennett once again hands it off to Akers, who gets the touchdown here, 14-0 Rams. And so in kickoff return, Greg Dortch going to take this one and bring it out to about the 30 to the 35, and keeps on going. He's finally going to be stopped once he crosses midfield and gets taken out at about the 45. A couple plays later, Dobbs going to throw for Michael Wilson. Unfortunately, he's going to find Bussy Yeast, who'll take it back. Next drive off of that, Bennett looking, running forward, going to get taken out by Jonathan Ledbetter. But they can keep driving down the field, and in the 2nd quarter, Brett Maher going to kick the field goal to make it 17-0, but he misses it wide left. Matt Prater would get a chance to kick a field goal of his own to give the Cardinals some points. This time it's good. It's 14-3. On the kickoff right afterwards, Kyron Williams is going to take this one and keep on running with it. He gets past the 30, past the 35. He's going to cross midfield before he's finally taken down at about the 45. That'll give good field position for the Rams. Bennett going to throw for Cooper Kupp, and this time, Kupp will score the touchdown to make it 21-3. Ensuing Cardinals drive, Dobbs tries to run forward, but he's going to get taken down from behind by Michael Hocht. That'll give the Rams ball back after a punt, but Bennett going to get sacked by Josh Woods, sending him back further. A couple plays later. Next play, Bennett going to try and run forward, but Dennis Garrett takes him down. Third quarter, Dobbs in shotgun formation. First possession for the Cardinals, looking and waiting and throwing for Michael Wilson to his left. Wilson going to take this one all the way to the red zone, but not the end zone. He's going to get taken down at about the 18-ish. That'll set up good field position for Matt Prater to kick a field goal, but they need more than that. Still, 21-6 is the score. Rams next possession. Bennett, all sorts of time, tries to run forward, running into lineman. As he runs out of time, he gets wrapped up before getting taken out by Marco Wilson. That'll force Brett Maher to come out to kick the field goal here. It's good, 24-6 Rams. Next Cardinals possession, they'd be forced to punt. On the ensuing punt, Puka Nacua, the punt returner, is injured, unfortunately for them. So that means Kyron Williams is coming in for punt returns just like he does for kick returns. On the ensuing drive, Bennett going to run forward, going to get plenty of running room, but he's going to fumble the ball. It's going to get scooped up by the Cardinals in Kettriel Clark. Cardinals will drive down the field, but Matt Prater has to be the one to give them points. Yet again, 24-9. Rams still have a big lead in the fourth quarter. Matt Prater tries for the onside kick, and this time it is successful as it bounces the Cardinals' way. So, Dobbs, play action, looking, throwing for Michael Wilson, and unfortunately he gets picked off by Akella Witherspoon. The Rams would punt, and Dobbs gonna throw for Michael Wilson here. This time he does successfully connect with him and gets him into good Rams territory. Gets taken down just outside the red zone. That'll set up good field position for the Cardinals as Dobbs gonna throw for Michael Wilson yet again. This time it's a touchdown catch in the end zone as opposed to a pick. 24-16, but Brett Maher going to make it 27-16 as he kicks the field goal. Next Cardinals possession, Dobbs going to get sacked by Ernest Brown, so they're running out of time. 4th and 19. They're deep in Cardinals territory. Dobbs going to run forward, looks, throws for Zach Ertz. Ertz not going to come anywhere close for the first down, and Stenzemetic just going to toss it for Cam Akers, who'll run it in with the touchdown. The Rams come away with the victory here, 34-16. They improve to 3-7, while the Cardinals drop to 2-9. Rams take on Cleveland next week. Arizona has to head to Pittsburgh. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, that loss eliminates them from playoff contention.
Kansas City needs to get on track, hoping to do so against a very struggling Raiders team. Patrick Mahomes is returning for Kansas City. That's an absolute necessity. First quarter, the kickoff return. Zamir White is hurt as a result. So that means the Raiders going to have to rely on Amir Abdullah for kick and punt returns. On the drive that follows, the Raiders would drive down the field, and Daniel Carlson would have to be the one to get them points. He gets a field goal. It puts the Raiders up 3-0. Ensuing Chiefs drive, they drive down the field. Mahomes tosses for Isaiah Pacheco, who gets a punch in for a touchdown. Makes it 7-3 Chiefs. On the kickoff return, Amir Abdullah going to fumble the ball. Fortunately for him, it goes right into the hands of Greg Van Roten. So the Raiders still get the ball. Raiders, a couple plays later, Jimmy G going to try and run forward, but he's going to get caught from behind by Derek Minotti. Very next play, Garoppolo going to play action, roll to his right. Who's he looking for? Devontae Adams. Who else would he be looking for? And that's going to be a touchdown from Devontae to make it 10-7. On the Chiefs ensuing kickoff, Richie James going to break a tackle and keep on going. He's taken down at the 18, though, and unfortunately, that will be where his day ends. Richie James injured on the return, so that means that Jerick McKinnon will come in to replace him on kick and punt returns. On the ensuing drive, Mahomes in shotgun formation patiently gets it off in time for Kadarius Toney, who has a leaping grab here. Toney, can he? Could he? Will he? No! Instead, he's going to fumble the ball. It's going to get picked up by Nate Hobbs of the Raiders, who's going to break some tackles as he runs it back the other way. And he's going to keep on going. Doesn't look like they're going to stop him for a bit. They finally trip him up from behind when he's already just outside the red zone. A couple plays after this, Garoppolo going to hand it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs going to break a tackle as he scores a touchdown. It's 17-7 Raiders. On the ensuing Chiefs drive, Mahomes barely got it off in time to throw for Pacheco. Instead, it goes right in the hands of Marcus Epps, who's going to take it all the way back to about the 7. Raiders couldn't score a touchdown with it, but Daniel Carlson will give them some points to make it 20-7 Raiders. And the Chiefs' next drive, Mahomes going to toss for Isaiah Pacheco yet again, and Pacheco going to try and find his way through, maneuvers his way to a touchdown, make it 20-14. Couple plays into the Raiders' next drive, Garoppolo going to play action and roll to his right, and of course he's looking for Austin Hooper. Oh, that's a bad idea. Charles Omenihu going to take that ball and run home with it as he gets the touchdown on the pick six, 21-20 Chiefs. On the next drive the Raiders have, Willie Gay gets to Jimmy G, sacks him and sends him back. Very next play, Jimmy G gets sacked by Willie Gay yet again. Third quarter, after back-to-back punts, Mahomes going to throw for Tony and throws it in for a touchdown, make it a 28-20 Chiefs lead. On the kick return, Amir Abdullah going to take this one to about the 27, and unfortunately, that is where his day comes to an end. Amir Abdullah injured on the play, so that means that Brandon Bolden going to come in on kick and punt returns. On the ensuing drive, Jimmy G going to play action, roll to his right. He's learned his lesson. He's going to throw for Jacoby Myers, and instead he finds L'Jarius Sneed, who's going to break a tackle. Keeps getting pulled back, but he will not be stopped. Chiefs on the ensuing drive, Mahomes waiting patiently, looking, throws for Travis Kelce, who's wide open. Touchdown, Chiefs, makes it 35-20. Raiders' next drive. Less than a minute to go in the quarter. Jimmy G going to get swarmed and taken down by Willie Gay. On the fourth quarter, Garoppolo going to get swarmed again. This time Charles Omenihu gets to him. That means they have to rely on Daniel Carlson for some kind of point scoring. Fortunately for them, Deutsch right in, 35-23. Next Chiefs drive. Mahomes with a man in motion, going to play action, roll to his left. You know who he's going to look for, Kadarius Toney. Toney going to leap and grab this one. No one even in his neighborhood. He's got the score here, 42-23 Chiefs. On the ensuing Raiders drive, Jacobs going to get handed the ball, or tossed it. He's going to keep going until he gets the first down. And unfortunately now Josh Jacobs is injured on that. So that means they're going to have to rely on Brandon Bolden for his spot. Later on in the drive, Jimmy G going to get swarmed and taken down by Willie Gay. Very next play after that, Jimmy G going to get swarmed almost, but he gets it off in time for Bolden, who's not going to be close enough for a first down. That was a fourth down play. Mahomes would take advantage by driving down the field and throwing for Sky Moore. Touchdown Chiefs, it's 49-23. Raiders next drive, Jimmy G gets wrapped up before he gets taken down. Willie Gay gets credited for the sack. Next play, Garoppolo going to get swarmed, taken down by Willie Gay yet again. So fourth down and a mile to go. Jimmy G waiting, throws for Devontae Adams. Adams going to leap and grab this one for a first down. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's the thought that counts. It's for pride. The Chiefs come away with the victory, 49-23. They improve to 7-3 and head to Green Bay next week. Meanwhile, the Raiders drop to 3-8, barely hanging on by a thread. They have a bye week next week before they have to take on the Vikings. Fortunately for them, it'll be in the desert. We saw the bottom of the NFC West battle. Now it's the top of the NFC West. Ray McLeod returning for the 49ers. Kenneth Walker and DJ Dallas returning for the Seahawks. First quarter, Christian McCaffrey going to get handed the ball. He's going to just take this and run away with it. Could he score with it? That is the question. The answer is no, unfortunately not. But that's all right, because a couple plays later, Purdy going to throw to his left for Deebo Samuel. He gets the touchdown. It's 7-0 49ers. The Seahawks will drive down the field the other way, and Kenneth Walker going to take this one in for a touchdown. Ties the game up at 7. Next 49ers drive. Purdy with the play action. Barely gets it off in time to try and throw for Brandon Ayuk. Instead, he finds Quandre Diggs for the Seahawks. So, on the ensuing drive, Smith's going to drop back, goes to his left for DK Metcalf. Unfortunately, he finds Talanoa Hufanga, who's going to take it back and put the 49ers into good field position. As Purdy going to hand it off to Christian McCaffrey. Now McCaffrey will score a touchdown. It's 14-7 49ers. The Seahawks would punt. Second quarter, Purdy gets sacked by Draymond Jones, but they keep driving down the field. Purdy with the play action. A couple plays later, throws for Brandon Ayuk, who gets the touchdown. Makes it 21-7 49ers. The Seahawks will drive down the field themselves, and a toss for Kenneth Walker to punch it in. Makes it 21-14. 49ers still have the lead. Seahawks on the 49ers' next drive. Purdy waits and throws for Deebo Samuel, and Samuel going to take this one pretty deep in the Seahawks territory. Gets taken down at about the 25. A couple plays after that, Purdy dropping back, looking, firing to his right. Brandon Ayuk with the touchdown, makes it 28-14. Seahawks next drive, they're running out of time. Throw over the middle for Jackson Smith, and Jigba is instead intercepted by Tashawn Gibson. And so before the quarter ends, before the half ends actually, Purdy going to throw to his right for Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk going to take this one deep into the Seahawks territory for a touchdown. Makes it 35-14. Next Seahawks drive is in the third quarter. First drive for the second half for them. Smith going to get wrapped up and taken down by Isaiah Oliver. They'd be forced to punt. 49ers next drive. They go down the length of the field. McCaffrey going to get tossed the ball for a touchdown. 42-14 49ers. Next Seahawks drive. Smith going to throw for Jackson Smith and Jigba. Instead, he finds Talanoa Hufanga yet again. 49ers would get good field position. McCaffrey punches in for a touchdown. Makes it 49-14. Seahawks running out of time. Smith looking and throwing to his left for DK Metcalf. Metcalf gets the touchdown catch here. 49-21. 49ers next drive. End of the third quarter. Purdy waiting patiently, all sorts of time, throwing to his left for Deebo Samuel. He's got the touchdown. It's 56-21. Seahawks next drive is the first one for the fourth quarter. Going to throw for Metcalf. Metcalf going to take this one, and he will go all the way into the red zone. Can he get the score? No, not quite, but he does get to within 10 or so. So that's all right. Kenneth Walker, I'll take it in. 56-28. Seahawks go for the onside kick. And fortunately for them, it bounces their way. So they get another chance with this one. On the drive, they drive down the field. Hand off to Kenneth Walker. Walker going to dodge and weave and evade every 49er he can. He gets through. 56-35. Seahawks try for a second onside kick in a row. And they manage to get it somehow. So they drive down the field. 4th and 9. Man in motion for Smith. Waiting, looking, throwing to his left for DK Metcalf. He's got the score. It's 56-42. Do they dare try for a third one? They do. Unfortunately, it doesn't bounce their way. The 49ers going to take it. Christian McCaffrey will get the handoff, but he's going to fumble. It's recovered by the 49ers, fortunately. And they keep driving down the field. McCaffrey gets another touchdown, makes it 63-42. Seahawks, they're out of time, but they're going to just try for one more big play. Smith going to throw to his right for Tyler Lockett. Lockett going to take this one all the way for the touchdown, but it does not matter. The 49ers, in a surprisingly close game, or almost a comeback, they win 63-49. They improve to 8-2, and next week they head to Philadelphia. Seattle, meanwhile, drops to 5-5, and next week they head to Dallas. Cleveland's trailing behind Pittsburgh and Cincinnati in the standings. They're hoping to catch up with a battle against Denver. Amari Cooper returning for the Browns first quarter. The first play, it's the kickoff return by Samaje Perine. He's going to take this one. He's rather slow, but he is tough to take down. He's going to take this one to the 40. Fortunately, Broncos couldn't do anything with it. Browns' first possession. DJ Jones going to get to Watson, but they keep driving down the field. Toss it to Nick Chubb. Chubb going to get the touchdown and make it 7-0 Browns. The Broncos would punt on their next drive, and on the ensuing drive for the Browns, Watson going to get sacked by Jonathan Harris. Browns would be forced to punt. Next Broncos possession. Anthony Walker gets to Russell Wilson for a sack. Second quarter. Watson gets the ball for the Browns. Play action by Watson, rolling to his left. He's looking to Amari Cooper for the throw, and he gets him. Touchdown, makes it 14-0. On the ensuing kick return, Samaje Perine going to break a tackle, maybe break another one, going to keep on running, going to get to about the 33. They keep driving down the field, and Wilson going to play action, throw over the middle for Cortland Sutton, who's going to get the touchdown. It's 14-7 Browns. Next drive for the Browns. Watson dropping back, going to try and run forward. He's going to get wrapped up before Zach Allen takes him down. Next play, Watson going to toss it for Nick Chubb, who gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage, and that's just the start of the bad news. Chubb is now hurt. I mean, the Browns going to have to rely on Pierce Strong Jr. at their running back position. Watson in shotgun. He's in the end zone. Tries to run forward. Zach Allen takes him down. Fortunately, not a safety. Browns would punt. Broncos next possession. Wilson going to get sacked by Anthony Walker. Sends them back. They'd be forced to punt. Browns next drive. Watson looks and throws to his right for Donovan Peoples-Jones. The Peoples-Jones is wide open for the touchdown here. 21-7 Browns. Next Broncos possession. We start with the kick return. Samaje Perine going to try and get some really good field position before the half ends, and he's going to drag the Browns as much as he can. They drive down the field enough for Will Lutz to try and kick a field goal. It is good. It's 21-10. Third quarter. First possession of the third quarter for the Browns. Watson going to play action roll to his left with the defense waiting for him. Randy Gregory gets the sack. Next play. Watson going to try and run forward with it. Fortunately, he's swept up and taken down by Zach Allen yet again. They're forced to punt. Broncos will drive down the field. Wilson looking and firing for Jerry Jeudy here to the left. He gets him with the touchdown. It's 21-17. Next Browns possession. Watson going to hand this one off. No, play action, roll to the left. You fooled me on that one. Throw for Amari Cooper. Cooper going to leap up and grab this one. No one even close to him. He's going to score this touchdown, make it 28-17 Browns. Next Broncos possession. Wilson going to get swarmed, taken down by the defense. Anthony Walker gets the sack. A couple plays later, Wilson looking, tries to run forward, but he's taken down this time by Dalvin Tomlinson. Broncos would punt. Browns next possession. Watson, play action, rolling to the left, looking and firing for Amari Cooper yet again. Cooper leaping, grab. Does have a couple people close to him, but he's going to be too far gone for them to take him down. 35-17 Browns. Next Broncos drive. Wilson going to get sacked by Anthony Walker. Sends him back a bit. 3rd and 16 in the fourth quarter. Wilson going to toss for Javonte Williams. Williams going to try and dodge and weave as much as he can, but he can't get far. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for him. He is injured on this play. So that means Samaje Perine now going to be coming in at running back as well. A couple plays into the drive. Wilson keeps on going down the field. Looking, firing for Adam Troutman. Troutman going to be wide open after some dodging tackles miss. It's a touchdown, makes it 35-24. Man in motion. Watson, play action, roll to the left, but the defense waiting for him. He gets stripped, and the Broncos are going to recover. Randy Gregory, he's going to try and take this for a score. Will he do so? Yes, he will. 35-31. Browns only have a slim margin of a lead. They try for the play action, roll to the left again, but Watson taken down by Randy Gregory yet again. Very next play, Watson with a man in motion. Going to play action, roll to his left. Who's he looking for? Who else? Amari Cooper. Cooper diving for this one, but it's more than enough to get into the Broncos territory, and he gets taken down within the 35. Very next play, Watson going to be sacked by DJ Jones. That does not help them. Next play after that, Watson with a man in motion. Going to play action, roll to his left yet again. The defense waiting for him. He's sacked back into Cleveland territory. They're forced to punt. Broncos next possession. A throw for Cortland Sutton goes way up into the air. Denzel Ward with the pick. He's going to take this backwards to about the 20-yard line before he's finally taken out about the 19. That sets up good field position for the Browns. Couple plays later, going to toss it for Pierre Strong Jr. And Strong Jr. going to run it for the touchdown. Makes it 42-31. Broncos need some help, and they need it real quick. Wilson, the play action roll to his right. He's going to fumble it, and it's going to get recovered by Greg Newsome. Newsome going to score this one for a touchdown. Makes it 49-31. This game is over. Samaje Perine on the kick return, going to break a tackle, going to break a couple more, going to keep on going. He is tough to take down. He's going to take this one up to the 40 before he's finally taken out at the 45, but he fumbles the ball. It's going to get recovered by Anthony Walker of the Browns. He's going to take it back the other way. The Browns with a massive victory over the Broncos. Looked a little bit dicey there. 49-31 is your final score. Cleveland improves to 7-3. Next week they head to LA to take on the Rams. Denver, meanwhile, they are all but done. They dropped to 3-7, and their next game in Houston. Now for our second game of the week, the Washington Commanders taking on the return of Kevontae Turpin for the Dallas Cowboys. First quarter, first drive for the Commanders. Howell going to play action, roll to his right, throws for Jahan Dotson. He's in the end zone, touchdown Commanders. First drive for Dallas in the quarter. Prescott going to play action, looking, firing for Tony Pollard over the middle. Instead, he finds Emmanuel Forbes, the rookie, who's going to take this one and bring it back to about midfield before he's finally taken down. On the ensuing Commanders possession, play action by Howell, roll to the right, going to throw for Brian Robinson. Unfortunately, he connects with Stephon Gilmore. That'll help the Cowboys drive down the field. Then, Brandon Aubrey going to kick for the field goal. Unfortunately, wide left, so it's still 7-0 Commanders. Washington's drive right after that. Howell going to throw for Jahan Dotson. Dotson wide open. Can he? Could he? Will he? He will not, but he's going to get into the red zone. That sets up good field possession for the Commanders. A couple plays later, Howell going to hand this one off to Robinson. Robinson going to take this one for a touchdown. Makes it 14-0. Cowboys would punt on their next possession in the second quarter. Throw for Terry McLaurin is a touchdown, and that'll put the Commanders up 21-0. Cowboys would drive down the field. Brandon Aubrey kicks a field goal that will make it 21-3, but Dallas still needs a lot of work. On the ensuing kick return, Antonio Gibson going to fumble the ball, going to go right into the hands of a Cowboy. That'll set up good field possession for Dak Prescott. Tries to run forward, but Deron Payne takes him down. That's all right. They got Brandon Aubrey. He's just going to get some points for him. Make it 21-6. Washington still has the lead, though. In the third quarter, Prescott going to throw for CeeDee Lamb. Lamb going to make an easy touchdown here, make it 21-13. But the Commanders would get the ball and drive down the field right after. Joey Sly gets the field goal, make it 24-13. Cowboys next possession. Prescott going to get sacked by Cody Barton, sending him back on a play action. The Cowboys would punt. Next Commanders possession. A throw for Jahan Dotson. Dotson going to take this one into the red zone. Can he get any further? Well, we'll get to about the 7, but that's about it. That's all right. A couple plays later, throw for Dotson. He's gotten in the end zone for a touchdown. It's 31-13. Cowboys would punt, and on the next possession for the Commanders in the fourth quarter, Brian Robinson going to take this one in for a touchdown. Make it 38-13. Cowboys next possession. Prescott throws for Jake Ferguson, but instead he finds Cameron Curl, who takes it into the red zone. That sets up good field possession for Howell, who's running for his life as he rolls to his right. Throws over the middle for Scary Terry for the touchdown. Makes it 45-13. Cowboys next possession. They're running out of time, but this game's all but over. Prescott going to throw over the middle for Michael Gallup, who's going to get the first down on a fourth down conversion. A couple plays later, a throw for CeeDee Lamb. Lamb wide open. He's going to get the touchdown, make it 45-20, but the Cowboys would not get the onside kick. Howell going to drop back. Throw for the left for Terry McLaurin. Leaping grab, missing tackle, allows him to get one final score. Commanders win this one 52-20 over the Cowboys. They go to 6-5. They take on Miami next week. Dallas, meanwhile, drops to 6-4. They got to take on Seattle. Dallas on a 3-game losing streak. Finally, we head out to LA, where the Chargers are hosting the Ravens. Darius Davis making his return for LA. First quarter, the Chargers going to get the kick return to start the game. Darius Davis, just coming off of the injury, like we said, going to take this one pretty deep for the Chargers. Going to take it just shy of Ravens territory. And unfortunately, next play, Austin Eckler fumbles the ball and the Ravens recover it. So on the Ravens' first possession, a man in motion for Lamar. He's going to play action. No, he's actually handing it off to Gus Edwards for the touchdown. Make it 7-0. Chargers next drive. Herbert tries to run forward, but Michael Pierce there to take him down. They'd be forced to punt. Next, Ravens drive. Jackson going to try and run forward, but Sebastian Joseph Day takes him down from behind. Next play, Jackson going to get swarmed, gets it off in time to try to throw it for Eric Andrews, but Michael Davis there to get it back. They drive down the field, and Chargers hand it off to Austin Eckler, who holds on this time, ties the game up at 7. Next, Ravens possession. Jackson looking and throwing to his left for Odell Beckham Jr. Leaping grab. Odell going to take this one all the way into the red zone. That's good field possession for the Ravens. A couple plays later, Jackson going to play action roll to his left. Who's he looking for? It's OBJ for the touchdown. 14-7. Ravens have the lead. Next Chargers possession. It's in the second quarter. Herbert in shotgun formation, looking for an open man. All sorts of time. Throws to his left for Mike Williams. Williams with the leaping grab. A tackle tries to get him, and it misses. And he is going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. Just shy of scoring. That's unfortunate. Austin Eckler, you do your work with the cleanup. Make it 14-14. Ravens would punt on their next drive, and on the Chargers' next drive, Herbert throws from Mike Williams yet again, and this time, you are not stopping him. He gets in for the touchdown, makes it 21-14. Next Ravens possession, Lamar looking, has plenty of time, throws to his right for Rashad Bateman. Bateman going to get picked off by Derwin James Jr. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. A couple plays later, hand off to Austin Eckler. Eckler going to break a tackle. Gonna keep on going. And you know what? While he's at it, he's just gonna get into the end zone for a touchdown. Make it 28-14. On the kickoff right after, Devin Duvernay gonna dodge as many tacklers as he can, and many white helmets and powder blue jerseys. Gets pretty good, 30-yarder. Lamar decides, you know what? I'm taking this one myself. Why not show off my legs? But he's gonna fumble it. Fortunately for him, fumbles it out of bounds, and it's a first down. Couple plays later, Jackson going to play action roll to his left, but Khalil Mack there to take him down. So they have to rely on Justin Tucker for a 65-plus yarder. Fortunately, not able to make it this time. So we go into the third quarter. Lamar going to play action, roll to his left. Who's he looking for? Nobody. He's running with it himself, but he fumbles it, and it's going to be picked up by the Chargers. Morgan Fox taking it back the other direction. Pretty good. Herbert would drive down the field, but Roquan Smith would take him down, sending him from Ravens territory to Chargers territory, but he'd get back, and Austin Eckler punched it in for a touchdown, 35-14. Next Chargers possession, so the Ravens punt. Herbert gets strip sacked, going to get recovered by Roquan Smith, who's going to make it a scoop and score, 35-21. On the next drive for the Chargers, fourth quarter, Herbert going to throw to his left for Joshua Palmer. It's a touchdown. Chargers up 42-21. A throw for Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be a touchdown, though, for the Ravens. Makes it 42-28. Next Chargers possession. Herbert, play action. all sorts of time, throws over the middle for Austin Eckler. Eckler got to make this one an easy score, makes it 49-28. Next Ravens possession, Lamar driving down the field, going to try and run forward with it, but he's going to get strip sacked after running into a lineman. It's going to be recovered by Asante Samuel Jr., who takes it back to about the 47. Fortunately for the Ravens, the Chargers couldn't quite do anything with it. The Ravens game is pretty much over. Jackson, though, going to try for play for pride. Play action roll to the left. Throwing for Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham wide open after a missed tackle, but unfortunately not going to be enough to score. Chargers come away with the victory here, 49-28. The Ravens drop to 6-5, and after a bye week next week, they actually get to host an LA team in the Rams. Meanwhile, the Chargers, they improved to 6-4, and next week, they head to New England for our other game of the week. Interesting little fun fact, only 3 home teams actually won this week out of the 16 possible games. That meant the road teams being dominant this week. Now let's take a look at the standings around the NFL, starting with the AFC in the East. The Bills still have the lead at 8-3, but right behind them still are the Jets. They're only a game and a half back, alongside the Patriots, who are starting to catch up. Miami, though, don't count them out just yet. They're at 5-5. In the AFC North, the Steelers have sole possession of first place, but a game behind them are the Bengals and the Browns. Somebody needs to stop Pittsburgh if Cincy or Cleveland wants to take the AFC North crown. Meanwhile, Baltimore, they were looking like they were coming back, but now they're starting to fall off again. In the South, it's the Titans that are having a dominating lead over the rest of the division. The Texans and Jaguars are trailing behind them by a whopping 4 games. The Colts still at the bottom at 2-8. Technically still in it, but let's be honest, they're probably not going any farther. And in the West, it's the Chiefs that have the lead at 7-3, but a game behind them are the Chargers at 6-4. And in the bottom are Denver at 3-7 and the Raiders at 3-8. Looking at the overall playoff standings, the Steelers, with their hot hand, they currently have first place in the entire AFC standings. Meanwhile, Buffalo at 8-3 is at second place. They'd have the other bye. If the season ended today, the Chiefs would be taking on the Browns, and the Titans would be taking on the Bengals. But don't forget the Chargers, Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins, all just barely outside in the playoff hunt. Moving on to the NFC, as you can see, the Giants are in black and white here. That means they have been eliminated at 1-10. I don't think anyone's going to be too surprised about that. The Cowboys are still leading the NFC East at 6-4, but a half game behind them are the Commanders. Philadelphia, meanwhile, is at 4-6, still trying to catch up with both of them. In the North, the Lions still have full possession of the crown. However, they are only 1 game ahead of the Packers at 7-3, and the Packers are only a half game ahead of the Vikings, who are doing really well at 7-4. The Bears have been eliminated at 2-9. Better luck next year, Chicago. Into the South, the Panthers currently have the first spot in that division at 8-2. The Falcons still trying to keep pace with them. They're at 6-4, so they're still 2 games back. Tampa Bay and New Orleans, meanwhile, down at 3-7, trailing massively behind Atlanta. And in the West, it's the 49ers with sole possession of first place, but behind them, not by too much, but running out of time right now, are Seattle at 5-5. The Rams at 3-7, still technically in it, but you know they're probably going to get eliminated next week if they don't shape up and have at least 7 miracles. And the Cardinals have been eliminated at 2-9. Looking into the overall NFC seeding, the 49ers and Panthers currently have the top seeds in the division. They'd have the bye if the season were to end today. The Lions would play host to the Vikings, while the Cowboys would host the Packers. But the Falcons, still trailing, still in this one, alongside the Commanders, Seahawks, and Eagles. And that's going to do it for us for this week. Join us on Saturday for our first of our 2 games of the week between the Chargers and Patriots. And then on Sunday for our other game of the week between the Falcons and Jets. And join us later on in the week for our Week 13 Tecmo Rewind. For all of us here at SVGN, the Sports Video Game Network, I'm your host, Joe, saying good night, everybody.